Okay, someone said something to you. Whatever they said, you did not have a response. You had a reaction. You've been replaying it ever since. What if I told you that the moment they chose a closed door, they told you exactly how to beat them? What is the one phrase that stops a private attack cold and ends it? You're going to have it by the end of this video, so stay with me, okay? Because I'm going to give you something today that most people spend their whole lives wishing that they had. The exact words, the exact delivery, and the exact reason why, after today, no one will ever come at you in private again and walk away having won. Never. This is the problem that nobody talks about. Here's what nobody will tell you about one-on-one attacks. They're not random. The person who pulls you aside and closes the door and says something designed to make you feel small, they chose that moment. They pre-selected you. That is not an accident. That is a strategy. And if you have been responding to it the way most people do, defending yourself, explaining yourself, asking where this is coming from, you've been playing their game. On their board, by their rules, and you've been losing. I know you've been losing because you can't ever win if you do that. Let's talk about why defending yourself in private makes things worse and not better. That answer's coming up, but here's what I'd like you to understand. In public, power comes from the room, the witnesses, the 12 pairs of eyes that are on you. In private, there's no room. There are no witnesses. In private, power comes from only one thing, your reaction. All right? If you scramble, they win. If you over-explain, they win. If you get emotional, they win. If you go quiet out of shock, they win. All right? Every reaction you give them is fuel. So what do you do instead? This is it. But before I show you, if this is already hitting home, hit subscribe right now, because this channel exists for exactly this moment, the moment that you realize you've been playing the wrong game and you've been losing. So hit that subscribe button and ring that bell and join us in our alliance and our promise to one another that we will not let one more person disappear because they just don't know what the signals are or what to do when they recognize them, okay? So, I want to give you something today that I call
the full reckoning.
It's one phrase that does something that no other response can do. Stops the attack, demands precision, and it ends on your terms. That's a pretty good deal. Whew. So here it is. Hold on. Before we go any further, I need to make sure we understand one another. Let me start by understanding exactly what you're saying, because I also need you to understand this is where this ends. Let that phrase breathe. Do not keep speaking. Let them sit with it. The silence belongs to them. If it makes them uncomfortable, maybe they should be uncomfortable. Don't take that gift away from them. Now let me show you exactly what's happening, okay? Because once you see it, you will never say this wrong, ever. Clause number 1. Hold on. Just 2 words, that's all. But those 2 words do something that no one else can and nothing else can. They stop the momentum of the attack before it goes any further, before it gains more speed. The person coming at you, they had a plan, they had a rhythm, they had direction. Hold on, interrupts all of that. It's not aggressive or emotional. It is a traffic signal. Clause number 2. Before we go any further, I need to make sure we understand one another. Okay, this is the reframe. You are not saying they're wrong or they're right. You are saying, before anything else happens in this conversation, we are going to establish mutual clarity. They can't say no to that. You know what I mean? If they did, they would look completely irrational, right? And the moment they agree, even silently, you have just taken full power and you have designed the frame. Clause number 3. Let me start by understanding exactly what you're saying. This is where the weight transfers. You are asking them to say it again. Go ahead, say it again. But this time clearly, specifically, and on the record. See, here's the thing about vague accusations. They're very easy to throw, but they're very difficult to own. When you ask someone to restate exactly what they said, most of them will take it back, not because you argued or defended, but because precision is a reckoning. Clause number 4. Now deliver this one slowly and calmly, because I also need you to understand this is where this ends. This is the line that separates the full reckoning from every other technique you have learned. This is not a question, and it's certainly not an invitation, and I do not threaten. This is simply stating the terms. You're not asking them to even stop. You're simply informing them this is going to stop. And you do it in a calm, clear, and final way. All right? So let's see how this performs in real life. Let me give you 2 scenarios that you have either lived through or I promise you are going to live through. You ready? Your manager pulls you aside and says, to be honest with you, I'm starting to wonder if you're actually cut out for this role. Now, most people at this point do one of 2 things. They either shrink away and they say things like, I've been working so hard, I don't understand what I've done wrong. Just tell me what you need from me and I will do it. Well, what just happened? If you do that, you hand them every ounce of power that you had left. You confirmed their doubts and you became smaller in real time. Even they did not want that. They were giving you a chance. Now, some people fight back and they'll say things like, hey, that is not fair. I have delivered on this project. I don't know where this is coming from. Blah, blah, blah. Now they're in an argument. Either way, the attacker wins. Now here's the full reckoning. Hold on. Before we go any further, I need to make sure we understand one another. So let me start by understanding exactly what you're saying, because I also need you to understand this is where this ends. Okay? Whew. Let that silence do the work. Let them feel it. And if they feel uncomfortable with the silence, it is because they are supposed to feel uncomfortable with that silence. Do not take that from them. Be kind. Let them learn. Let them simmer. Because what happens next is they have to answer specifically with words that are going to make them accountable. That's what we want. If you've ever been in that moment, and if you've ever not had those words, that's why this channel exists. You will have this experience happen to you, and you deserve to have the words before it does. So make sure to subscribe and ring that bell. Okay. Now let's make this more personal. Sometimes it's not a manager. I know that sometimes it's someone in your family at the dinner table, and you know who. Someone who's known you long enough to know exactly where to aim so they can hit you right between the eyes. And they say it quietly just to you when no one else is around. I just think you need to understand that people really don't respect you the way you think they do. Now, we could try to respond. Who are these people? Why? Where? Who is this? Or we could remember that vague accusations are never meant to be specific. They are meant to control you, manipulate you, and to destabilize you. Do not give them that. The full reckoning. Hold on. Before we go any further, I need to make sure we understand one another. So let me start by understanding exactly what you mean, because I also need you to understand. This is where this ends. Now they have to be precise. Vague accusations do not deliver precision. This delivers a reckoning. For them, not for you. All right? Now I need to talk about delivery because you can say the right words and still lose. The delivery is very specific. You ready? Instead of speaking at a normal or high volume, drop the volume lower than theirs. They have to come down to yours. Do not break the eye contact first. Hold the eye contact the entire time. Let them be the ones to look away. Do not run all 4 clauses together. Each one gets its own breath. The pauses are the power. Do not add any explanation afterward. It speaks for itself. When this phrase is done, zip it. The silence belongs to them. There are times when we match people's emotional energy. Not these times. This time, you remain calm. The contrast between them and your calm, that's a weapon. In the silence after, I cannot emphasize enough. When you finish this phrase, do not fill the silence. Do not explain. Do not soften. Do not follow up with anything. You have asked them to tell you exactly what they mean. Let them. The silence belongs to them. And it is not comfortable silence. It is accountability silence. So what if they push back? Okay. What if they don't back down? Stay with me because I'm going to show you exactly what to do. Because I know that some of you are thinking, okay, what if they don't stop? What if they push right through it? Good. Because that's actually better. When somebody continues to attack after you have clearly said, this is where this ends, they have just shown you exactly who they are. And now you have one more card to play. I've already told you that this is where this ends. And I mean it. Then you leave the conversation. Not dramatically or anything, emotional. You disengage. Because here's what I need you to understand. You do not have to win the argument. There is no argument. You don't have to make them see your worth. Whether they do or do not is irrelevant. All you have to do is stay connected to yourself. Whether or not they like you, they see your value, they hold you in high esteem, or think that you are garbage, is inconsequential to you. It is irrelevant. Irrelevant. If they push back, you have one move. Repeat the terms and disengage. That is not weakness. That is reckoning showing itself. You have just delivered to them your rules of engagement. It's not about their rules. It's not about getting them to abide by your rules. This is not a negotiation. When you're talking about your rules, your terms of engagement, your rules of engagement, it is never a negotiation. It is a rule. They are final. And if someone else chooses to break the rules, that is totally within their right. They can do that. And the reason I feel so secure in letting you know that is because I know how the rules work. So yes, you are totally within your rights. You can say whatever you want. You can break the rules. I can disengage with you and end this now, and I will. So if this is resonating for you, I built an entire course around this. It's called Never Defend Yourself Again. I'm putting the link in the description, and it will change how you walk into every single room from now on. I want to leave you with one thing. There are people in your life who count on you not knowing what to say. They count on you freezing. They count on you scrambling. They count on you walking away from a closed door feeling smaller than when you walked in. And there's a version of you who walks out of that room having said what you need to say. There is a version of you that demands clarity. There is a version of you who knows what the rules are and enforces them. That version of you exists. Subscribe to this channel because there's an alliance of people here who have decided they will help you find that version, and they will never let one more person disappear simply because they don't know what the signs are or what to do when they see them. So subscribe to this channel and ring that bell, and I'll see you in the next one, okay?